A frequent guest on Live It Up is our next guest. That's because I find him so fabulous. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Keith Baltimore from Baltimore Design Group. Welcome, my friend. How are you?
Good to see you. Everything is great.
Oh my goodness. I have to have you on the show like at least once a quarter because I do. I love your design. I love your aesthetic. I love how you're working with people, how you're empowering them. You're always doing something fresh, new, and exciting, including, what are you producing? A play now?
I'm a big theater geek. I go to the theater almost every night, not on the weekends, but mostly every night during the week. And yes, I'm involved in, I produced Carousel this season, which we got nominated for 11 Tonys.
Congratulations.
Which is great. And also an upcoming one of the music of the Go-Go's called Head Over Heels.
Nice.
Yeah, fun.
Now, what started your love of theater? How did that start for you?
I think I'm in love with the arts.
Okay.
I think it's a matter of, I love museums, I love decorative arts, obviously, and I like everything that shows the creative juices going. Right.
And when you talk about the fact that from an early age you have been attracted to that, like you're a visual person. And one time I interviewed you and I talked about the fact that there was a little crystal box, like your parents didn't have like a lot of wealth, but they had this one special piece for you that kind of launched your career.
I don't know if it launched my career as much as my passion for Baccarat crystal boxes, but I certainly, you know what, growing up with a man of not means, and my family, we thought we were wealthy, but we weren't. But my parents had this fabulous little box on the coffee table, and I've always loved it. It always reminded me of beautiful Baccarat French design. So I've collected them ever since.
Wonderful.
But I think the idea of all creative energy, and even at a young age, has to be nurtured. I unfortunately wasn't able to because I grew up in the city, and there wasn't that my parents weren't exactly forthcoming and like, you need to do this.
Right.
So I kind of found my own way and did it on my own.
And you've been doing it now for a little while, and you love it.
just a little while.
So you spend a lot of your time on a plane because you have clients all over the world.
I do.
And a lot of time between here and Florida.
Here in Florida, I'm building a hotel in Florida now, and yeah, it's busy down there. It's busy everywhere. But yes, I'm flying all over the place.
And do you ever sleep?
Very rarely.
And even when you do, you're dreaming up designs, right?
I always say I'll have plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead.
There you go, absolutely. How does the design process start with you? How do you engage with your client?
I think the most important thing is the interpretation of what we're doing here. In other words, it's the programming and figuring out where exactly that person's head is, and my job is to interpret that and make it a reality in terms of design.
What do you love best about the project? Is it the process? You love the people?
I love the people. I love the idea of the process is fabulous. You know, getting it done is not exactly the most romantic or fabulous portion of it, but the idea of getting into people's head and fixing what they need and finding out what exactly they want out of their design, and for me as a facilitator to make it happen.
You are a trendsetter, right? You are creating the trends, but what are you seeing out in interior design right now?
I think the idea of curated properties, curated visuals.
Okay.
I think the most beautiful part of an interior design is a personality. And I think finding your own vibe and creating that is always in trend. And it's always on trend. To be who you are in your interior and make that happen is always in style.
And we were talking about the process. Now, do you still get your hands dirty? Do you still actually like be touching fabrics and go into the design?
I'm up a ladder as much as I'm on a plane.
Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very important that everything has to be exact.
Right.
Yes. That's the way it's got to be.
Not that you're OCD. It's just that you have a keen eye for balance and
scale
presence.
and scale. I mean, the concept if something's out of touch in the wrong spot, it needs to be fixed. Okay. Most people photograph when I leave.
Thank you.
So that everybody knows where everything goes.
This goes here.
Right. It's like there's an app for that.
And if they have like somebody that's cleaning, there's like a piece of tape underneath it with where the corner goes.
That's an important thing.
Absolutely
I think the idea of the art of placement or the art of geometry in an interior is extremely important. I mean, if something's off, it's off.
How about your own space? I know that you've been known to have black and white with pops of color.
Absolutely.
Still, what makes you comfortable in your own home?
Do you know black and white is the absence of or the presence of all color and the absence of color. I work with color all day long. I'm always seeing other people's visions, and when I get home, I kind of don't want anything. I kind of,
Got
it's
it.
almost a respite from the day's work.
Like more of a blank canvas
A
for
blank
you.
canvas is pretty much at it.
Oh, I like that. Serenity.
Serenity
Yeah?
works.
Serenity.
Yes.
Baltimore Design Group, you've got a wonderful showroom on the North
I
Shore
do,
here in
thank
Long
you.
Island. You change things up there all the time too.
Constantly.
Fresh.
Fresh. Fresh is the password. The password is fresh. The concept is that if you don't keep it moving, that we have to stay current. Even if current is retro, right? In other words, even if it's a setback, the idea of keep inventing, it's like kind of like a little laboratory for me. It's a very large space with a lot of furniture, a lot of accessories, and I get to kind of put things together that normally wouldn't be put together. So it's great for the client to come in and say, hey, that's kind of cool. I like that.
And you become friends with your clients, which, you know what I'm saying? It's that trusted connection with the people.
It's an intimate affair. You know, I'm in their underwear drawers, so to speak, right? I'm really involved in their entire lives and how they live, and it's so important that as an interior designer, you have to get the soul of that person. So yeah, they become dear friends.
Love it. And they're sleeping better because they know that their surroundings when they wake up are like supporting their chi.
Right.
Their happiness.
Exactly. It's all about the chi.
Yes.
And the idea is that, they know where their toothbrush is supposed to go, and they know exactly where, and because we've talked about that, I don't leave any thread untouched. It's very important that we talk and discuss exactly where it needs to go.
And I heard, like, when they sign the dotted line that you give them a free new toothbrush.
Exactly. That comes with it. It's like, you get a new toothbrush.
Toothbrush. Keith Baltimore.
It's the Keith Baltimore toothbrush.
Oh my gosh.
This could start another thing.
There you go, another trend. Thank you very much, as
Thank
always,
you,
for joining
Donna.
us.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Oh, it's so much fun. Hey, stay tuned for more on Live It Up. We've been visiting with one of my favorite people, Keith Baltimore.